This is the second episode about unified words, and would be the first episode about the goals, the ultimate goals. This is considered to be the first discovery about unified word. So, when we use unified word in any debates, on any discussion or any dialogue, it has three things in it. And we're going to show that, by the way. There's three things in it around this area. It's actually the first things, the word has good morals. Are you kidding me? No, I'm not. I'm telling you the truth. This is again 60% of the capability of the word is 60% of good morals. Talking about words, remember that. The second is actually the science and knowledge of almost 3%. Now, we know now the word encapsulate 3% plus 60%, 60% of morals, 30% of knowledge into a core knowledge right there. If you do this very well, you will gain 10% of, excellent work right away. We're going to show that in our discussion about this fantastic topic about, unified words. Now, we're going to now before we talk about anything here, we just list a few things about the unified words. As we said before, unified words are, or any unified words is as an illuminating lamp, like the stars, like the moons. And this has more than 50 discoveries. You have a word in the dictionary. And more than 300 innovations, which is actually how to abstract it and how to apply it. Very innovative stuff. And more than 100 cognitive knowledge. This is the first things we talked about before, so I have to remind you that. Number two, the discoveries of science of unified word is about this is the first discovery we're talking about here, out of the 50, that each word, or in most of the BOs, which as we call them, this is life entity. This is again business objects. Has one ultimate, stable, and unified goal from the beginning of life until the end of it. This is to give you a hint what's going on here. So, now this is again, we also mention the classification of the words because we have a new classification. This classification is very important for you to understand. When we do this in the book, we have many different classifications of a word, by the way, in every field of knowledge. So in modeling, we have noun and noun phrase. That's it. Noun considered to be a singular object or class, or the noun phrase considered to be an architecture, two or more nouns, by the way. But in our work here, we have three different classification of words, unified words. One, the first one, I'm going to go through this quickly. We call it enduring business themes. Now, in drug business, same here, they are continuous. As I said, they are stable. Now, they are a goal. Each one of them is a goal by itself. So, this is very important for us to know examples of friendship, honor, dignity. This is love. This is a lot of them. This would be the basis which is all human use in their life. This is really the foundation of everything. So, this is very important element because would be the base for our life, for our principles and stuff like that. And each one of those still have many properties we're going to talk about. And one of those properties, by the way, or this essential discovery, they have function and non-function requirements. They have behavior. They have many different things, and this is nobody knows this stuff. No way. And this is a dilemma in industry, by the way, because we cannot define the unified, stable requirement and non-function requirement. It's impossible. We're going to do that. The second category is here, which you call it business objects. Business objects are, we started them with the word any, because to distinguish from the enduring business themes. It has a beginning and end, each one of them. It's a unified word and a stable word, but stable internally and adaptable externally. This is, again, there is many ways we're going to show you how to only adopt it when you put it into a system, by the way. It has an ultimate goal, each one of them. And this is, again, this ultimate goal based on certain rules I'm going to discuss right now, after a minute. Example of that, any projects, any debate, any any proposals, any strategy, any map, any prayer. This is really important for you to know. This is very important. The third one, which is actually, oh, by the way, before I go on, EBTs and BOs encapsulate the knowledge, the true, unified, and stable knowledge of anything, any word, I mean. So this encapsulate the knowledge here, nobody knows how to do. So we're going to describe this. Hold a second. Don't get excited, because again, I need to describe that. When it comes here, the third class of words, we call them concepts. So everyone in EBTs and BOs has too many concepts. And those concepts changeable, and actually they come and go. They don't really exist for a long time. They change all the time. Plus, by the way, there's certain property in there which is actually tangible, variables. The number is huge of those concepts. So let me give you an example. Oh, some of those concepts, they're actually bad. Some of them is actually disastrous. And we use it only for applicability, for application only. Believe it or not, it doesn't have any value. All what we build right there has nothing, nil. So discuss, let me more, please, because again, you see, example World War One, it's caused a lot of problems. This is called instance, and those instance, they all in our application, we call them concepts. That's why we do this in software engineering. We do this everywhere. We work on concepts, so our life become concepts. The second one, which is a new project, when you kind of really try to bathe the pyramids. It's a disaster. This is a new project in Egypt. Bathing the pyramids. This is completely destroy the earth. This amazing gift, you know. So there is a lot of them too, by the way. This is again many national project we build. They actually based on concepts, not words. That's why we're in trouble. When it comes to you, as an example, when you, in this time, what we have right now, you must start actually concentrate on and one important thing, which is actually for projects. I'm going to leave this until I come to project. You know now, the concepts are tangibles, changeables, variables, has no value. Explain this a little bit more. When you build a house, the most important value you have is the land, not the house. And the house become very expensive, very, expensive or not very cheap based on the location, the piece of land. The piece of land is actually the actual things. I'm going to discuss about this. This is more important than the house. Why? Because the house, an instance there. After many years, it could be rebuilt. After many years, it could be something else there. It could be in our life now, could be destroyed by dying. But the land is still yours. Nobody can really have anything to do with your land. This is very important. So you see the difference now? The land is actually the unified word, but the house is a concept. So when we build each instance of houses, they're all concepts. They look different. They cannot really do anything with it. And this applies to any project or anything we do in software. So you cannot adapt it, you can customize it, you cannot, scale it up and down. You need a lot of work to do that, and a lot of money. So we have to leave these concepts alone. Use it only for application. Very important for you to know that. So our life, everything we do in our life are concepts. There is a base here for goals. We discovered the majority of words, especially business objects, has one goal, each one of them. A few words, the majority of words has one goal. A few of these words has two goals. The rare words, some of the rare words have three goals. That's it. Each one goal represents a system, different than the other goal. You must know that. So this is again There is no, now this is why I use goals. Why not using purpose or objective? Aim, aim, we don't have any uh, synonymous. No, synonymous trouble. Because again, each word we use is very unique. And I will describe, when I talk about goals, I will describe the difference between all the words, which is actually the synonymous of goal, and their usage. And each one of them have the same issue. This is considered to be a base word and actually has 50 discoveries, 300 abstraction and actually application. It has only innovation. This has more than 100 cognitive non-formation. This is you to know. So the first question here, which I want to discuss, if the word has many goals, consider those are concepts. Remember this. You have to, if you go out of this boundary here, I will show you and explain that to you. So we're going to take any project, the first one. The ultimate goal of any project is needs. Any project from the start of life until the end of it. That means if somebody told you, I'm doing a project for education, for welfare, or economy, all this nonsense. We must learn and do everything in projects on different levels for any legal parties. Legal parties are the citizen, the people actually living from other country in this country, the organizations, companies, and non-profit organization and for-profit organization, and many different organizations. Every one of them has rules and laws, by the way, in the country, which is actually represented by the government. Then the fourth one in legal parties is actually political parties, religious parties, and all this stuff. Each one of those categories, they must do projects for needs of their citizen, for needs for their land, for needs to protect Islam. This is a lot of stuff has to be done this way. We're not going to do project because, again, I'm doing project to show off. This is the attitude of third world countries. The dictators, they build the project because, again, they show they have history. They don't have any history. They write the history of different countries. We cannot do that. The people are, in many different forms, they built the country. They built for themselves. So, therefore, the ultimate goal of any project you have is needs. Now, how about on your citizen level? And nowadays, we have a lot of problems. So, when you do any project on your own levels, so that your own levels, try to avoid just use the project for needs only. I need to eat, so I have to eat. Don't go and buy things you don't need. I know most of American, and I am one of them, used to go and buy stuff and you put it in the attic. Crazy. If you smoke, stop smoking. You don't need smoking. You need, if you go out and eat every day, out, be careful. Try now to really use your capabilities and money and in what you need only. Don't go and really go berserk. Because these days we have a lot of problems and different way of living now, by the way. So you get the pictures? I guess you do. Yeah. After that, I have another word to tell you when you do prayer. The ultimate goal of prayers is commitment. If you're not committed, in different religions and different rules of God, for example, in any religion, you're not committed. So every time you do a prayer, you actually have to commit it. Why? Because this commitment teaches you how to succeed, be a successful man and woman. And also, in Islam, for example, you have to do it on time. And outside the prayers, you have to avoid all different junk in life. This is actually things you not as a human you cannot do. Remember that. So any prayers is actually are committed to do it. Why? Because this commitment would make us feel like a good human and act as a good human too, by the way. It doesn't matter the religions or the rules you put together, or from God or from others. It's still the same rules. When you pray, you kind of really come you closer to your humanity. Be human, true human, excellent human, by the way. Anyhow, this is not propaganda about religion. No, everybody has his own religion. That's fine. This is great. It must be great for sure, by the way. Because with this difference, we could really make wonder. Anyhow, this is the ultimate goal for prayer. How about the ultimate goal of debates? Look at this, one goal. We actually going into from March 5th until November, we're going into a lot of debates, political debates, religious debates, technical debates, especially, political debates for voting. You must know the ultimate goal of debate is one ultimate goal. The ultimate goal here is understanding the issues. Don't choose anybody blindly. Pay attention. Go to these debates. Understand. When you select somebody, you select them based on good understanding of the issues. Remember, it's not you alone. You select for the whole entire country. We're in dilemma because most of the people running for office, they're not really fitting the role. And we're going to talk about that. What's the goal of any role? Because again, we have to really understand the issue they're talking about. And we took the issues the best for our society. Don't select a person, select the role they play well for us. This makes sense? This is one very important people. You're not going to be a fan. We're not actually in a soccer game here. You see? Remember, if somebody promise you in this election, I guarantee by the law, and he doesn't deliver his promise, you can sue him or her. I'm telling you the truth. A lot of them, they come and they promise us heaven. And as soon as they become into, you know, into the pictures, they leave their promises behind. And we keep really disappointed. Public can sue anybody, promise during, because again, he promised you to do, and doesn't do it. Or she doesn't do it. So therefore, you have the right to sue them. This is actually, I don't have to know the laws very well. Because again, they steal your vote. The more vote he steals and doesn't meet his promise, people can gather to sue him. This is very important. Then I have to know now, what is the goal of inner law? There's an old saying, any the suitable person in a suitable place, or the right person, right place, or the appropriate person in the appropriate place. We need to change this. This is nonsense. This is a disaster. Because again, we don't know this person very well. But we have to change it, the right role in the right place. When you ask somebody, why didn't you get married? I didn't find the right person. That's the wrong answer. Because this right person could be ugly. Ugly inside. There is no human is ugly, by the way. All beautiful. So therefore, the ultimate goal of inner role is to fit in. Fitting in the position, fitting in the role they play, fitting in the position they do. When you vote for a person, he can do anything he wants. Because as soon as he holds that specific power of directing everything, you could show an ugly thing there. Please, I urge you, this is a new theory, and it's applicable. We need to choose the ultimate role, the ultimate goal or role, which is actually fitting in. We're not gonna choose somebody disqualified, and he do anything that embarrass us and destroy us too as well. We need evils. We need human to feel humanity and the people needs. As you do anything you do, this is for the people need, for the citizen need, for the country need. And it has to be approved by the country too, by the way, and the people. Please send me questions, I don't mind. Write any questions and I'll be happy to answer it, because every one of those BOs, we could generate a book of 5,000 pages. All new stuff, all new data, everything. I choose also another word, any account. Any accounts took us 2.5 years to know the ultimate goal. This is our first research. I've been working on this for the last 35 years, by the way. And it was really the one we start with. We sit down and discuss, and actually we do this kind of, how did I come up with this ultimate goals? This is called The Art of Abstraction. This is another wonderful book, by the way. In software engineering and many things, it says choose the nouns, and actually this would be this is nonsense. This is nonsense at all. So this one here to describe account, when I told you unified account means all the requirements, functional, non-functional requirements, the ultimate design, the architecture, they are the common knowledge of that concept, of that word. And means I could build a system on this word. So I build an engine or a patterns. So every word in the dictionary is a pattern. Every word in the dictionary is an engine. So I could build on it a lot, everything I want, by the way. In that, it was in context, by the way. So do you know the ultimate and only goal of any accounts? Let me describe what any accounts means. Any accounts, your bank, your computer, any accounts with the people you know, any accounts with your kids, with your family. You have many accounts, by the way. These relationships are accounts. And actually it has one goal only, ownership. You are responsible for these accounts. Because we'll discover every word in a dictionary has a responsibility and has its own responsibility per scenario. It's like human exactly. Human has a lot of roles. Words has a lot of roles too. So when you really have an ownership of all of this, you have to take care of that. As soon as you go away after many years of life, all these accounts will go away. I chose also another word to really business object, any damage. That we live in days now with damage everywhere. Everybody facing damages. This is again, or harm. Call it harm, because damage is different. I think I call it harm. I'm sorry. You get harmed a lot at your work, at everywhere, and actually with your family, with your friends. This is nonsense, by the way. I'm going to call it harm. I'm sorry. Damage is different. Some people, when they feel harmed, they keep quiet. They accept it. They don't do anything because they have fears. And actually, they're not secure. If you feel any harm, something happened to you and you feel any harm, the ultimate goal of any harm is to fight back. Because if you don't fight back, they're going to take advantage of you all the time. They will really do anything to you. The same for companies too, by now. The same for countries. The same for political parties. Not to fight means to harm anybody, no. Just to kind of really protect yourself, and you can get your rights too, by the way, by fighting back. Don't do any form of violence there. And the ultimate goal of any harm is to fight back. This is very important. If you don't fight back, you're going to go away. You'll be nothing. You see? Another word I chose to share with you, because I'm going to do this a lot with a lot of words. Let me see what I have here. I think that yes, I have another one. I covered in a row. The last one here, which is actually uh, I took a map. You see, a map. Let me take human first. Human has two goals. One, which is actually humanity. You say this one. The second one is actually, praying to God. This is praying to your whatever, we have. This means you actually obedience to your anything you want. It's just not you know not important, because everybody have to have their own belief. That's really fine with me, fine with everybody. And I believe anybody attack any other beliefs, they are not good. They are evil, by the way. So they actually tie to each other. Believe. That's what the word I want to. So humanity and belief. So, and this is tied to each other. Believe would really make you more human. If you don't believe, you are less human, to be honest with you. So this is very important. Now, I have another word with 3 ultimate goals. And each one of them is a system, as I told you. Form a map, any map. The first top things for any map is knowledge. We have too many maps in knowledge, what's named by their authors. I have my own map for every word and for every domain, call it knowledge map. Wonderful stuff, new stuff completely. Nobody even thought about. When we do domain analysis, we don't know what we're doing in domain analysis for instance domain analysis. No, the domain is huge. And this is the true knowledge I'm talking about. So the first ultimate goal of any map is knowledge. I could build knowledge for anything you could imagine, for any word, for anything. I'm a master of that. And this is a true knowledge, unified and stable. So what the other goal for any map? Navigation. Oh, this is wonderful stuff. I work in mission planning. So I could really build a navigation for missiles and for unmanned air vehicles, sea vehicles, land vehicles with autopilot. And this is called, you drive the car. Now the self-guided car is actually the same thing, navigate. Now, if you build it this way, there is no accident will take place. So you have to build it based on the word, not the concept. We build things on concepts all the time, which is a disaster. The third ultimate goal for a map is recording. If you have a piece of land, it must be recorded. Don't leave it unrecorded because somebody will come and take it. You record it means this is yours. Every other state in the United States here have their own boundaries. They fight because of the boundaries too, by the way. There is many cases exist in the law in the country because of actually different states try to fight for their own boundaries, to believe it or not. That's a map, very important map. There is nobody have the right to steal or buy anything of your land. No way. And this is a rule that has to be in the whole entire world, by the way. Because again, when you steal a land, means you occupy it. Even if you buy it, there's going to be a problem too, by the way. Generate a lot of problems. So therefore, So you said expansion of land. So yes, people can unite, which is we have that before. In Germany, used to have two German country. Now they actually one country. Any country try to take any other land, they actually buy the land. Basically, they take it for their own self. This is it. Now we're going to do a lot of discussion about this. This is the only one discovery, only the first one. If you have any questions, please write to me, email it to me. And actually, I would like to help any projects to start, to know and to define to them the ultimate goals, if this project would be for needs or not. Because if not for needs, you fail. This is one of the bottom. This is again other things too. By now, we're talking about 50 discovery here. The first one is the ultimate goal. You don't know. When I came to Silicon Valley, I called the Chamber of Commerce saying, listen, I need the name of the companies and the CEOs and refer the new companies because I want to work with them. The guy laughed at me. You know, said we have 2,000 companies or more start daily in the Silicon Valley. How wonderful. But the whole majority of them fail, except one or two succeed. So to do a project from the startup, you must do it for the need. Can you determine that? The answer is no. You need to know all the discoveries about the world project. You need to understand how to really, everything you do, it has an ultimate goal. Nobody knows how to do that. Thank you for listening, and I appreciate it. You have a good day. Bye.